Hi, I'm Mr. Richall, and I'm here with Inside TPS for a special Veterans Day edition of Inside TPS. And I'm joined today by Miss Craig, special education teacher at Tingsboro Middle School. Miss Craig and I collaborated on a quilt project with some of our classes, and she's going to kind of go over what that project entailed.
So firstly, I'm going to gush about Mr. Richall. He is in charge of facilitating the service learning class here at the high school. And every year you have one or two classes?
Yeah, this year I only have one, but it's pretty big. There's 25 kids in it.
Awesome.
So it's pretty good, and there's been some awesome projects so far.
Excited about that. He gets the students involved in different causes, and they do either fundraising or awareness. So on our TPS campus, there is a lot of service learning happening from the elementary all the way up to the high school. I decided to do something for Veterans Day this year where we do have some COVID guidelines. We really weren't allowed to have anybody come in and talk to the kids or have veterans lunch or anything like that. So I was doing some research and ran across the Quilt of Valor Foundation, which gave me an idea to sort of do a paper quilt project with Mr. Richall's class and also with Miss Makovich's class, the high school Bridges program.
So there's a little history behind quilts during wartime. Miss Craig was lucky enough to read a couple passages to our classes. So do you want to talk a little bit about that and inform people?
Sure. In the early wartime, actually quilts were used as armor. We saw some pictures of some soldiers dressed in heavy quilted material that would keep them safe. Flash forward now, organizations like the American Red Cross would send medical supplies to some soldiers work in the fields, and inside with the medical supplies would be some quilts for warmth and comfort as they continue to fight or serve all around the world.
A lot of us have family members and friends that are veterans or active military, and I think they do deserve a day where they get a lot of respect and they get treated to what they kind of deserve for what they've done for all of us. So I think this quilt will be awesome once it gets hung up and everyone can see the name. How many names did you end up receiving?
I have over 250 names from the community of loved ones that have served in a variety of different conflicts.
Yeah, it's an awesome positive project for our students to participate, to see the value of it, as well as the community as a whole, and kind of bridge gaps between students that are in the school today and people that are old enough to have fought in World War II, or Vietnam. So it's been really cool to see that. You have anything else to add, Ms. Craig?
Since the project started, most of the social studies and civics teachers here at TMS have joined in and are helping us color some pages for our project. Nothing really. I just wanted to show you we're sort of coloring Veteran Day type pictures, and I'm going to get some labels printed and put the names of our veterans on them, and then sort of tie them together and display them somewhere, either at the middle school or at the high school, or maybe we can take turns and display at both schools.
Thank you for joining in today for the special Veterans Day edition of Inside TPS. Ms. Craig and I thank you for your continued support, especially the community members that provided names of service members and veterans whose names are going to end up on that quilt. Have a great day, everyone, and enjoy the beautiful weather out right now.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome to Inside TPS Teacher Highlight. I'm here with Mr. Eaton, TPS Band Director. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Daoust.
So to start off, Mr. Eaton, I know that with this new concurrent model, you're positioned at the elementary school, where normally you would be at the high school, the middle school, and the elementary school. And I'd like to touch base on that in just a moment. But I'm really interested to hear about any of the band programs for TMS and THS that are happening this year.
Sure. So as of now, band is taking place in a virtual world, like a lot of things. So in a remote setting. I have emailed all families that have students involved in the band program, kind of with what steps we're taking to keep the kids playing music and learning. The main thing is we normally offer, and we have for years, I've been here, this is my 13th year, and for many years before I even arrived in Tingsboro, like a lot of other districts, we offer a lesson program, a private lesson program where we offer one-on-one instruction on flute, clarinet, saxophone, trumpet, trombone, and percussion.
Is that where I might see in the small rooms working individually?
Yes. Yes. So we have a team of instructors that would normally come to the high school after school hours, and the kids would set up a half-hour lesson time with those instructors once a week. It's an optional program that we highly recommend because what it does is it gives students time with the specialist on that instrument one-on-one for 30 minutes. And so we recommend that usually beginning in grade 6, and we're trying to make it convenient for families by offering it right here on the Norris Road campus, and by also offering scholarship opportunities for families that might not be able to financially make that happen. Because it's such an important educational experience for the kids and to help them be successful on their instrument that we want to make sure it's available for all kids. So for this time around, Mr. Daoust, we have the instructors teaching virtually. So students are still able to sign up for that one-on-one lesson and continue learning that way. And we decided to offer it to elementary students, to 5th graders as well, because the 5th graders right now not being able to hold the typical group lessons for our elementary kids, we decided to make the lesson program, the one-on-one instruction, available to them as well.
Okay, I see. That's a really great opportunity for those students.
Well, and one of the things we found is, with the band program, we were meeting as a band when we started the remote learning in March and in April. And it was kind of challenging if you try to have a bunch of the band students play at one time over Google Meet. A lot of interesting sounds happen. So what we ended up doing was kids would only receive probably about 2 to 3 minutes of individual instruction with me, while the other kids, kind of waited and listened, where it makes much more sense this time around in our current setting to still offer those lessons virtually. And then kids will be given the opportunity beginning at some point in November. Families will hear from me via email. Optional band classes online where we can meet as a class. Students can play what they're working on in their lesson. I can provide feedback. Their peers can hear them play. So we're still trying to make it happen in a virtual world for the time being.
So what sort of plans do you have going forward when we can return and play instruments just like we used to?
Well, we're really excited when that time comes, probably in the next school year is when normal band classes will be offered again during the school day, is we hope to offer a big travel opportunity for the grade 7 to 12 band students. The last time we took kind of a big trip was in 2010, was when we did an extended trip to Virginia Beach, where students have the opportunity to perform, be adjudicated by judges, but also have some of those experiences that make it exciting to be a part of a band program. Really getting to know their peers, we did things like, they called it a pirate cruise. So we did a nighttime cruise with the DJ on a river nearby. We went to Busch Gardens. We had a lot of fun things that we did that allow the students a chance to get to know each other and to bond as a group. Because I know some of my best memories from playing an instrument when I was in high school, when we took those trips and you just really got to know your peers. And those are the things that, you make the memories doing that. So we look forward to hopefully being able to offer, a big, exciting band travel opportunity for the 7th through 12th graders when we come back.
So finally, tell us just a little bit about what's going on over at TES. Any challenges that you're facing with band, and what kind of solutions have you found in the process?
Well, as far as band goes at the elementary level, like I mentioned, those 5th graders are being given the opportunity to work with one of our lesson instructors once a week to continue building upon what they learned with me as 4th graders. And, just to keep them engaged with playing and learning about their instrument. And then they will also be given the opportunity to be part of that virtual band experience and to connect with me still and connect with their other classmates playing an instrument. So that's very similar to how I'm running it for the middle school and the high school this year. As far as the general music classes are concerned, normally those are taught by Maggie Gauthier, who is out on maternity leave at this time. So it's kind of a perfect opportunity for me to still stay connected with those 5th graders that I met last year, and also to get to know lots of other different kids in the younger grades. And I really am hopeful that, getting to interact with those kids at this age, first grade, second grade, third grade, that those kids might take an interest in playing an instrument later on when they're fifth grade. And I also, when I was talking to Mrs. Gauthier on the phone, I told her, I said, Maggie, I said, this is going to be like a year-long promo for the band program. That's what we're going to build the band program because we're going to have a great time in first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, and then every student in Tingsboro will want to learn how to play an instrument. That is the goal. So really, though, it's really nice, though, to get to know the younger kids now, and I hope they carry that with them and are more inclined to want to learn an instrument. Because I have to tell you, Tim, having some of these kids, one of the special things about Tingsboro is having, in my role here, is having these kids for sometimes as much as 8 years. Our recent graduating class had those kids since elementary school, 5th through 12th grade. Even kids that I would have had this year as seniors, they've been with me since 5th grade. So it really is a unique opportunity to get to know kids and families over the years.
Sure is.
So
to develop those skills through band.
Yeah. So it's really a unique experience.
Any final thoughts?
Well, final thoughts. I'm already thinking about next year, which is, as we plan this year, looking forward to the future as well. And normally at the high school, we offer some elective classes for our 9th through 12th graders. We normally offer a guitar and drum set class, as well as an electric keyboard piano class that are open to all students, no matter what their level of musical knowledge, previous knowledge. So we have some students that have played before, have never played. Some students haven't had any music since elementary school, and that's perfectly fine. But as I look towards those classes, I've been hoping to offer a ukulele class in the future. Because ukulele is all the rage now. So I'm going to get my ukulele chops in order. So when we come back with a brand new school year, we'll have another elective option for the high school kids.
It's another opportunity for me to make a video for you.
Yes.
Well, Mr. Eaton, I'd like to thank you. This is Tim Daoust for Inside TPS Teacher Highlight.